Zolak Bertrand on, what's today now? Tuesday. What do you mean?
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It really doesn't matter what day it is.
What does that matter? What do you mean?
Do you think people that are driving in a car right now, any of those a-holes sitting in traffic on 128, they don't know what day it is? Like, I wake up today, and I'm like, F me, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because I know what the traffic pattern is going to be. I know what the day entails.
It's the worst day of the week.
It is. We've done this. I'm not doing it again. It's sneaky, worst day of the week. Not sneaky. It hits you in the face when you wake up.
It does.
Right there. Hey, happy Tuesday. What day is it? Don't ask what day it is.
All right. I won't. That was Fenway last night. Red Sox lost again.
L.
Swing.
Just the noise.
Was that the one?
Just the noise of that coming off the bat. Hear that again. One more time.
Here's the Trout one.
Okay. The Trout one.
Give me Trout one.
Halfway up the light tower. That's what happened.
That was a Mo Vaughn shot.
Swing it.
No, that's more like
Manny, that's Manny.
yeah, or like a Jose Canseco.
Yes.
You know, he used to hit them real high up into the lights.
John Valentin one too.
Yeah,
John
he could do
Valentin had
that.
jacked
Yeah.
a couple.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, John Valentin routinely tattooed that wall.
Yep.
So that was his deal. But yeah, that's what it kind of was reminiscent
That
of.
poor baseball.
McGuire in the home run derby.
I missed the first thing, and I texted. I said, "What happened?" You said he hit it halfway up the light pole, and I was like, "Oh wow, he must have crushed." No, he literally hit it halfway up the light.
Yeah,
He
it wasn't.
mashed it.
That was no. That wasn't. That wasn't an exaggeration. He literally hit it halfway up the light tower.
So we got all that one then, huh?
Yeah. What they estimated at 454.
Yeah, what was it?
That's what they gave him.
What was it, number boy?
Nailed it.
What?
454.
454, right? Yeah. Well, it didn't actually go 454 feet. They just project it based on the ball being tracked now, which is wild. They used to just kind of guesstimate with the human eye. Years ago, Milliken, they used to do that. It's just kind of take a look at the chart, figure out what they thought it was. That's how they used to do it.
What was the old Bryce Harper one? You remember when he was in college and they tried to do the math? They claimed it went 600 feet or something like that. They just placed the baseball out randomly in the desert to try and prove it. It's like there's no way in hell.
No, it wasn't any way in hell. Oh, snap, smack.
Tough night for your boy Richard Fitz there, Zoe.
Dick Fitz, he's just get rid of the Richard. You know, it's you Dick Fitz after that last
Dick
night.
Fitz flopped.
Yeah.
Another guy you look at there, and their
Dick
decision.
Fitz went down.
They needed an injection. They just couldn't get it. They
Yeah.
couldn't get it, man. They just could not get it last night.
We talked about the starting. What you don't believe in this team the rest of the way is they don't have enough starting pitching. They don't. They can't score runs when they need to, and they don't have enough good starting pitching.
Fitz is pitching for that spot in the rotation with Dobbins, who went out there and really made the case about why he deserves a spot in the rotation. But it goes back to the Baltimore series when you could have pitched Cooper Criswell. That all led to Richard Fitz coming back early on his rehab assignment, only making one start before he came up. He looks like a guy who's still trying to find his footing, and that's what you're going to get out there. And this team's desperate and starving to win games. It's not a good combination.
They're sinking like a stone.
Yeah, so you win 2 out of 3 against Atlanta, but then you come back home, you lose this, so you're back to the 500 in the last 4, and it's like, this is what you are.
They just never get any traction.
They're never going to gain traction.
They haven't won more than 2 games in a row since April 26th to the 28th.
They can't stack them.
God.
They can't stack them. They can't stack 4 in
That's
a row. They can't stack 2
insane.
in a row.
I didn't realize that.
That's like rain on a Saturday. Guarantee you're going to get rain on a Saturday. You can guarantee they're not going to win 2 in a row.
It's like they're anti-momentum.
Yeah,
They
they
are.
are. That's definitely what it is. We mentioned it after the big emotional comeback wins they've had, right? That none of it is carried over. None of it carries over because they're just what they are.
How do you not do anything after the Devers won that Saturday? 2 Saturdays ago, whenever you went, right? Two
It
Saturdays.
turned into a losing streak,
Yeah.
5-game losing streak.
Yeah,
That's
set
what
them
it
up for
turned
losing.
into.
Yeah.
They had a walk-off homer a week before that. That was as electric as any moment this season, and that wasn't enough either.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with them anymore. I really don't. I don't know what to say.
Playoff odds are at 14%.
Yeah, they're dropping. They're dropping. They decided
About 2 weeks left.
They decided as an organization that they did not want to stop the bleeding, that they did not want to break out the tourniquet. Okay, they've decided to just let it die and take a pass on the season. And I think now we should just expect for them to move pieces, get under the CBT, punt on the year, and every time you have a loss like last night, you're just like, you know what? There is no hope. You're going to send Dick Fitz out onto the mound. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we got to see. You're at home
Put Dick back
against a
out there.
bad Angels team, and this is what happens? Forget it. What's the point of this? Why are we talking about this team anymore? Sorry, Milliken. They're entering that stage now. They are.
Can you believe this is the team that we got excited about?
You guys were giddy.
The whole baseball world was giddy. It wasn't just here.
Nope.
MLB, ESPN had them making the World Series.
Yeah.
They are by far the most disappointing team in the sport this year.
But the better question is, should we have known better?
Yes, we should have, and we did.
Shouldn't we have known better? Shouldn't we have known that we can't trust this team and can't trust this franchise? That we should not have been blinded by the Bregman deal or the Crochet trade into believing that they were somehow on the right track or really had started to have some answers or direction.
The flash of the name Walker Buehler.
I didn't really get too worked up over that one. But
$20 million.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, that's what guys in his position are getting now. So, I don't know. What do? They blow this up now? This is what they do? You're going to blow it up at the deadline? What's that look like?
Your boy Walker Buehler gone, Chapman gone, all these guys on one-year deals out the door.
Out the door.
Duran,
Yep.
baby.
Duran could get traded. They've got to open up an
If
outfield
you're another
spot
team,
somewhere.
I'd want Duran.
So it's either Abreu or Duran that's going to get moved.
I'd want Duran.
So would I. So
You'd want Duran or you'd want him gone?
No,
of
I'd want Jarren
guys
Duran.
you want to
That
trade
guy-
for in that outfield.
That
could
guy
be available.
hustles. He plays his ass off. I respect that. And he's turned his game around from the way it started here.
I don't know that he's worth a ton,
No,
but he's
But I would like if you're just
like a Benintendi deal.
if you're like
I think you get more than that.
If you're a contending team and he's a nice little piece to add at the trade deadline.
Sure.
He is.
Yeah.
Also not a free agent until 2028.
Look
Yeah,
what-
tons of control left. 3 more years to go.
Look what Kiki Hernandez did, like for the Dodgers in that. Not that he was like a massive player, but he went there and fit in. Guy pitched the other day. Like, those type of guys are valuable. Means something to him. It seems like it means something to Duran. I like that.
So that's what we've got left. Team's going in the tank. They don't give a damn.
Go
Christian
Pats.
Campbell is now not going to first base.
That's a whole other issue.
That ended.
Well, Chubby has his glove on yesterday, didn't he? Yeah. So why's he got a glove now?
Cora said he didn't even know about it.
Oh, of course he didn't. Why would he? He's only the manager.
He's only the manager of the team.
siding with him. Right?
It is something, though. The fact that he didn't take grounders for a month, and yesterday, I guess it was a second base glove. He went and picked it up and took those grounders at short. But why? You know what the reaction is going to be. You know people are going to talk about it. So is it him kind of looking at the writing on the wall and saying, clearly this team's falling out of it. Maybe this is the last chance, the last-ditch effort.
Maybe Ortiz's comments got his ass going.
Maybe. And even then, it might be too late at this point in time.
Maybe there was a snack in the glove.
Put
You're
some peanut-
unbelievable.
Put some peanut butter on it.
You're unbelievable, T-Bone.
Peanut butter's good pick-me-up.
I thought he looked pretty good taking those grounders because, he is capable of taking ground balls and fielding a grounder.
He's just not going to do it.
He's just not going to do
He's
it.
just not going to do it.
Yeah,
but he can do it. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Maybe he's coming around. Maybe he wants to get back out there a little bit. Maybe he misses it finally.
Oh, summer's coming.
Maybe his desire to do it and him missing it is what will get him over that hump.
Well, in fairness, no one's actually asked him to play third base, right? So
Right.
he could fall back on that.
Right.
Your
Why are you
GM
wearing-
is too afraid to actually ask him.
You
if
say,
he
I'm
wants
going to
play.
volunteer now, guys.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing a dress shirt? Why you got a button down on?
I don't know. Look good, feel good,
That just
play
blew
good,
my mind,
right?
man. I
Yeah.
look over. It wasn't like
Yeah,
one of your
it's a good
tight-
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Nipples aren't sticking out. You look good. Just slicked up Makona.
What a day.
A little Felger.
What a day. What a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday. Dress up day.
Manilow again.
Shut up.
Yeah, that was kind of a Manilow. We didn't need one there.
No, it just said, boom, whoa, look at his shirt. Like, wow, you even roll your sleeves up above your elbow. That's a new one.
It's just more.
No, it's a look.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's kind of a look.
Kids?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Just doing work over here, man. Grinding.
I like the shirts that have the other prints inside the cuff. Like when you turn out, it's like something.
Oh,
something
yeah. Like
totally
a pattern.
different. Yeah. The colored buttons. Yeah.
All right, then. Let's get more on the Red Sox and the possible deadline blow-up that they're about to have. That's what's going to happen. Season's over.
Go Pats.
It's the first week in June.
Vacation.
Season's over.
Go Pats.
We're going to, I guess, wait it out for the trade deadline for them to blow it up. And is there something really big, a Dodgers-type trade from 2012
hope.
that the Red Sox could make to really shake things up on this roster? That's on the Padres. And the possibility of Duran being a fit there. Story from the Herald on an idea. Here's an idea. You dump salaries like Yoshida and Story by packaging players like Duran, not expecting a return. You don't use Duran to get something back. You use Duran as a piece and as a piece of bait to say, here, you want the cheap, cost-controlled kid who could produce for you? Well, you've got to take on Trevor Story and or Yoshida as part of this. And you don't have to give anything up except for the money that you're going to pay these guys. We don't want them on our books. You put them on yours. Exactly what the Red Sox did with the Dodgers in 2012. That's how they did it. You got to take Carl Crawford. But with that, you're going to get good players too. You're going to get Adrian Gonzalez when someone still wanted him. Yeah. Right?
That's the issue with the Padres in this matchup because they can't take on that kind of money because they have the Xander Bogaerts contract on the books completely weighing them down at the moment. And since Peter Seidler died, they haven't been willing to invest the same amount of money because the family's fighting over the team.
Right. Give us Bogaerts back.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Get some leadership.
Let's trade for Bogaerts.
Get some leadership back.
I'm on board with that.
That kid's a leader.
You can sell me on that idea.
Love that.
I'm all for bringing him back. Yes. Huge Bogaerts fan.
All right, who are you attaching to that deal once he washes out in about 18 months?
Don't worry about
18
that.
minutes.
He hasn't been a
gonna
league average hitter since 2023.
That's okay. Who's
Well,
done
you
better?
just have
Who's done better?
so many great players
Bogaerts
here.
or Story?
I don't want
FYI.
either one. I don't want either one.
No,
I'd rather have
I
Bogaerts.
didn't say you don't want. It's who's been better. Who's been better by a lot in that time?
Bogaerts.
And Trevor Story was technically a better hitter last year.
Oh, get out of here with that.
Let it go. You gotta let it go.
Get out of here with that. No.
Didn't he cry and not even finish the year?
No.
Wasn't he crying and not finishing the
Trevor
year?
Story came back in August from that injury to try and help the team.
What a warrior.
This would be my question. Who wants to do a deal like this? Who has the money to blow on a deal like this? As the Herald Story says, a similar deal would involve packaging Story and Yoshida along with either Jarren Duran or Wilyer Abreu, possibly with additional prospects as well. Prospect capital, bad contracts, Duran for basically nothing in return. What you'd get is salaries off your books. Who wants that deal? Who's desperate enough to do that deal? I would love for someone to tell me the team. If that team exists, I want to know who they are.
Milliken, could you get like the Mets to like bite on a deal like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. How about the Yankees?
Yeah, like you keep calling these teams. Like, think they were trying so hard to move Masataka Yoshida the last 2 years. They've never even had anything close to a bite. No, no interest. No one willing to do that. Trevor Story right now doesn't look like a Major League Baseball player anymore. Even with a nice couple days, like he went right back to it last night in that fifth inning with a pathetic at bat at a crucial point in the game.
Told you it was rogue.
It's just, I don't know. If you can find a deal and possibly make that happen, you try and do it. But it seems like something you were lucky with the Dodgers that were willing to take on money and do something that historical and that ridiculous. That's why we still look back at that trade the way we do.
So let's say you're able to move on from an outfielder in this deal. You rid yourself of Story, Yoshida, non-factor on this team this year. But post-trade, you'd have a lineup next year that could look like this. Carlos Narvaez at catcher. Casas at first. No, thank you. Christian Campbell at second. Meyer at short. Meyer at short, that is. Bregman at third, if he doesn't opt out. Roman Anthony, Rafaela, and then either Abreu or Duran in the outfield, whichever guy doesn't get traded, with Devers at DH. I still don't think that lineup is perfect,
That's not half bad.
but it's not. It's better than what they're working with. And it involves Roman Anthony. At least the pieces
Because it's
fit.
it's Casas or you're going out and getting a first baseman.
I would go out and get a first baseman.
Speaking of Roman Anthony, what the hell is that crap? Him in a freaking towel bin covered, sneaking him out. Did you see that video?
No.
To avoid autographs?
No.
Like you're at that stage now, you're avoiding autographs? What are you, Rafael Devers?
As a minor leaguer.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't mention, Roman Anthony at all.
He didn't mention a laundry bin.
Well, I did. Brought it to the conversation because that's current. Suck on that. You stupid little jingles. How about him? How about him on Newberry Street yesterday? Just walking around. Had 82 my ass. He doesn't even look 72. He looks like he's 68. I'll have what he's having.
I watched the video.
Natural faced.
I watched the video to see this. You could count on maybe 2 hands how many people were standing there looking for an autograph.
8 autographs, and he's going to avoid that.
2, 4, 6, 8.
He's going to have a tough time. If you think that's bad.
10, 11, 12.
Kids.
12
Mostly
people.
Kids. Mostly kids. If you
12
look at
people are, there are a lot of adults in there. But the last one's like a little kid.
Yeah.
The last one's like a 10-year-old kid.
McElroy's
It's
there.
not exactly the Beatles here.
It's
Let's
12.
settle down.
It's 12 people.
They're
It's
really-
not 100.
They're really pumping this thing up.
12 people that are out there
You
waiting.
see how much stuff they put him under, too?
Yeah.
It's
feels,
a lot.
It feels to me like this is more of a joke than it is anything else.
Let's hope.
Social media content.
Yeah, exactly.
Zoe's talking about it.
Honestly, it's 12
On
people.
social media.
It's 12 people there standing for him. I just counted them.
They're also filming the whole thing, so you know something's
That's
up.
why they did it. They did it to create a
That's
video.
it.
That's what they did.
How fun.
Like, I think you start have to looking at, when you're talking about moving a Trevor Story, is there someone who's willing to take him and maybe play him at second base, do it that way?
Ugh,
and
I don't care what they're
Who
doing.
wants him?
Yeah.
That's the hard part of doing something like this. Like, Carl
DFA
Crawford
his
was
ass.
still a useful baseball
DFA
player.
his ass.
We've been having that conversation for a month. They're not going to do that, and they're going to seemingly he's bought himself a couple more weeks with what he did in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
look back
great.
at that Dodgers trade. Josh Beckett, he was having a bad year, still went on to have 2 good years after that. Carl Crawford was a useful player for the Dodgers. Adrian Gonzalez, we knew what Adrian Gonzalez was. Trevor Story is not a Major League Baseball player at this point in time. Masataka Yoshida's at least a hitter. He's at least a league average bat. I think you have a better shot there than you do with Story. Story, like, you're trading for him to be a utility guy. Like, the Mets have Jeff McNeil with an 800 OPS and Luis Angel Acuna, who's Ronald Acuna's brother. There's hope for him. He was one of their better prospects. Feels like those teams have better options than a Trevor Story. And they've spent so much money and they're in the last tier of the luxury tax.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.